Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. So, today will be interesting because I have a different setup. It's going to be a little challenging. I am using a, what do they call these? It's not a tablet. It's like a, I can't remember what they actually call these. A pen tablet. There we go. Instead of my Huion, I'm doing this because I'm actually going to be doing a review on this. It's Zense Labs model. So I got this sent over to me. So you'll be able to also kind of see as I'm using it how well I draw with it, and you can compare it even to what I've drawn before, and that's kind of what I'm going to do in my video. But so I'm sure that you'll see a little bit of a difference with my drawing. But yeah, so I'm not going to be able to see the chat as well as I typically do with this setup, though. So just a quick warning. So it might take me a second to get to it. Alrighty. I wonder if that changes the screen at all. I'll be able to see in a second. We'll do this. Alright. And you'll probably see me like moving my head quite a bit too. Alright. And you're also going to notice I'm going to be staring off to the right of the camera for a majority of this, just because that's the way that these work. It's not the my art and stuff isn't going to be in, like, I'm not going to be able to see it on the tablet itself. I'm seeing it via the screen. So, it's a very odd thing. Just the brush? Yeah. Alright. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to refresh this on the side just in case, because it looks kind of broken. Alright, that's better. I will play it. Cool. We are good to go. Let's go ahead and start. So I'm just going to do mark stuff, just because it'll be a little easier for me. Alright. Ooh, I should have did some warm-ups before I did this. I did practice a little bit yesterday, so this is only my second day using this tablet. Again, it's a huge change, it's a huge shift just because it's not on-screen tablet, it's just a pen tablet, so it's not a display. But you're getting like a live reaction of how well I feel like it's doing in comparison, and you can also just see with the artwork what things are lacking. And again, I am sorry because it probably will be a little bit of time before I can see your comments and stuff, because I just don't have a proper setup for that. So I do apologize for that. Alright. Oh man. This is probably the hardest pose out of all of them. And it's my second one with this tablet. Oh boy. It's going to be really strange when I eventually go back to my other tablet. It's going to be very strange. It's gonna be like taking training wheels off or something. Alrighty, so we have this pose. I'm also getting like some of these poses I haven't done recently either, so that's interesting. Like this one, I don't know when the last time was that I did this particular pose. Oops. Next, oh man, we got 5 likes already. Thank y'all, I appreciate that. Hope that all of y'all are doing well. That's not quite right. Probably here. Ooh. Hola, hola. Ah, from Chile. Nice. Thanks for joining. Sorry that I don't know how long that post has been up. I was saying in the beginning, I got a different like setup going, so I can't regularly see the comments and stuff as quickly as I would like. But thank you for dropping in. Really appreciate it. I hope that you're doing well. I don't know what it is about. There's something going on with my setup that I have with this tablet where I like my hand is like cramping. Sorry, give me 1 second, everybody. I need to maybe put on a different glove or something. I don't know what it is. I cannot draw like that for long if my hands cramp like that. Ooh. So we have, oops. Here. I'm good with that one. Whew. I don't know what's going on with this. I don't know why my hand is like that. I might switch over to the other pen that they gave me and see if that makes a difference. What program do you use to see the models of the timer? It's called gesture drawing. If you go on to Mark Brunet's Cube Brush site, it's on there. You do have to like basically make a folder with different images and stuff that you particularly like in order to use it. Like it's not pre-populated with these drawings. These are drawings that I handpicked myself. But it's a very, very good program for gesture. Like it's the best, I think. Because there's other programs out there that are like free. You do have to pay for it. It's only $5, I think, unless it's gone up since I bought it. But $5 US, that is. But yeah, it's well worth it. neck's a little long, her head's a little big, but that's okay. Cool with that. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna definitely switch to a different pen here in a second. I think this might be the last one for just a bit. I think I'll get a 1 minute break, and I'm going to try switching my pen because this one's cramping my hand up real bad. Again, I'm not really sure why, because it's pretty sure it's the same exact like, pen style and size as the one I typically use. So I don't know what that's about. bit. Alright, let me try, I'm going to try switching my pens, because that one's just, and you know what, I might even take this and put it off to the side. Give me 1 second, sorry everybody, I'm going to pause this break, and resituate everything, because this is destroying my hand. Alright. Alright, so let's put this pen away, and I'm going to try the thinner one. Alright, maybe this will help. So I just need to quickly switch to thin pen, and I want this front button. Cool. Oops. Alright. Ah, man, y'all are giving me a lot of love today. I appreciate it. 7 likes already. So, just so y'all are aware, this is what I'm currently using today. So that's why it might, like, my drawings and stuff might look a little different. It's because this is not what I typically use. I typically use so this is a pen tablet, I think. Yeah, they call it a pen tablet. I typically use a display tablet, but I'm going to be doing a review of this one soon. So. This one feels a little better at least. I don't know if it's like because I'm typically kind of closer. I don't know what's happening because it's, again, like the other pen is actually what I typically use. It's like the same exact model pen. There's no real considerable difference, but for whatever reason it was just destroying my hand. Hey Shiny, where do you get Mark Poe's references? If you go on to, I think it's in my description actually, but if you go on to the QBrush site, he has a free, like, I can't remember what it's called, it's like big reference sheet pose thing, and it's for free. Like, you can get all these references for free on there. Alright, so there's that. Yeah, there's something going on with how I'm holding the pen because of this particular, the way that this tablet is set up. I don't really know what it is, but like my fingers are kind of clutched down. I mean, taking that off for a second. This way. Yo, what's up, DJ? How's it going? I've been sick these past couple of days, so that's nice. That's not fun. I'm sorry, bud. That is not fun. I'm doing okay. Jeez, dude. Okay, so that's finished. Let's oops. Let's look at what we've got here. So these are pretty good gestures. They're definitely not quite what I typically am able to do, but they're pretty good. I'm doing alright, DJ. I am doing just fine. I do need to figure out what's going on, though, because I'm not going to be able to continue using this thing if I can't figure out how to, like, place my hand. Alright, so this is what we will do. I'm going to do a few, or a couple of faces and stuff, because I haven't even tried to do a face yet with this tablet. And then we'll go from there. If anybody has a character, an anime character that they would like for me to draw, please just tell me and I will definitely get that done. Alright, so let's pull up a reference. What do I want to do for today? Oh, I was going to do Yusuke. From Yu Yu Hakusho a while back, so let's do that today. Get rid of the gesture so it's not in your face, and do. Good try, DJ. Good try. Alright, so yeah, we'll do this one. I'm gonna actually do this. It almost got me. You're right. You're right. You're getting close there, DJ. Actually, you know what? Instead of doing all this fancy stuff, I'm just going to do his head. So let me just find a nice simple pose. This eraser is way too tiny. Let's go here. Yeah, dude, this is like destroyed my hand today. I don't know. I'm gonna have to maybe hook my other one back up just to see if it's just like I'm starting to, my hand's just starting to cramp up just because, or if it's something that has to do with this particular tablet and the way I have to like utilize it. I have no idea. Actually, yeah, I already did a EA one. Yeah, we'll do Yusuke. Let's go here. This is a good one. I like this pose. Okay. Alright, so he's here. Zoom into the head. DJ relates to the cramps. Yeah. Something happened. I don't know what's happening with this. This is going to be interesting. I haven't tried to do any like fine motor stuff yet. I've been doing mostly just gesture where it's like okay to be sloppy. But with faces and stuff, you don't really have that luxury. I probably could, however, make his head smaller. His head's pretty freaking big. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Alright. Cool, cool. Any tips on coloring, like rendering and blending stuff? So Tap Water, I do apologize just because, hey, yeah, you're right, we did get 10 likes. Thank y'all for that. I'm gonna be honest with you right now, Tap Water. It's gonna be hard for me to answer that for you because I would like to show you, and I don't know if I can do that with the current setup I have. Probably next week sometime I'll be back to my regular setup, but the thing with colors is that, so what I do with colors, I'll do my best. What I do with colors is, like, you know what, let me just do this here. So it just depends on what you're doing. So let's look at this for instance. So, I mean, typically what I just do with a lot of my colors is I do a select and then I just do that, right? Now, if you want to shade this now, what I would recommend, yeah, this setup's rough because I can't really like see my toolkit. I have to like dip and dodge under. But what I would recommend is when you first start off, you want to use something like this, a soft brush. So let's do let's do some shading. What the heck? That was weird. This needs to be bigger. Also, that's not what I chose. So yeah, you'll want to do a soft round brush. And you want to start, you always want to start big. I could probably go a little darker than that. Big detail to small detail. So like for instance, I'm imagining that the light's coming from over here. So you go big, and then you want to come and then put in the light. So like I said, if it's coming from that direction, you're going to give it a specular, like the highlight of where it's hitting the ball. And then you're gonna have, people don't actually understand this, but there's like this spot that transitions, for instance, on this ball, that it's gonna transition from being in the light to in the dark. And in that transition, that wasn't a very good example. In that transition, it's actually going to be like, maybe not quite the darkest, but one of the darkest spots of your like ball, before it goes back into like a general shading. And then you're also going to get some bounce light. So right underneath, you're going to get a little bit of bounce light here. And this isn't perfect again. I'm sorry, I'm not using my typical display, but so yeah, this is what you want to typically do here. Start off with a soft brush and just kind of make your transitions and stuff. And it's light. Now, if you want to, so I mean, this isn't perfect again, so you'll have to excuse me. But and you can even go, and I don't recommend doing a lot of this, but you can go and kind of blend a little bit if it's looking pretty rough. But you want to mostly do that with your, with your soft brush, right? You shouldn't have transitions and stuff that are really, really bad or anything like that. So that's like, coloring is not too bad because it's just that. You also have to make sure you have the correct color schemes, right? So Adobe has a really good like color palette picker for you, but like look at stuff like complementary colors. So for instance, two colors that work pretty well together and you see it a lot. Let me get a hard brush. But you see it a lot is like blue and orange, for instance. So these are complementary colors. The reason, I mean, if you think about it, I can name like maybe 2 or 3 characters right off the top of my head that have this. Goku, Naruto. Both of those characters from manga have that color scheme. You want to look at other color schemes like, I think it's called like triads. And sorry, let me go back. So this is called complementary because they complement each other on the color wheel. So if you were to look at, Let me see if I can find a color wheel for you. I could probably print screen it. Yeah, let me. Alright, sorry, give me 1 sec. I just want to print screen for you so I can share it, because the wheel that I have isn't exactly the same. That is one thing I wish that they would change with Clip Studio Paint, is making the color wheel a little more accurate. So let's go over here. Let's paste this. Alright, and then we can take this. Let me make this a little quicker, so you're not sitting here waiting for 5 years. Alright, so now here, here, here. So this is why it's called a split complementary, is because you're getting these two edges. Actually, let me use a different color. Let's go red. You're getting these two segments right here, and you're putting those two colors together. That's why it's called complementary split, or that's not split complementary, it's just complementary. Now, if you wanted to do split complementary, you would do this color, and then you would go here, and it would be the colors directly next to that main color that you used, right? And you would use one or both of these colors with this one. The other piece of this that's really important when you're doing colors is you have to pick a color that is going to be the star of the show. So let me pull Goku again in Naruto. And even if you don't like these characters, that's okay. They're still two of the most iconic characters in the world, actually, if you want to put it bluntly. Not sure whose drawing this is, but thank you for your service. Alright, so there's Goku, and let's look at Naruto. Alright, so as you can see, both of them are very, very similar. So for Goku, you get mostly this orange color right here. And then you get these little speckles of blue throughout. It's also really, really important that you think about what these colors actually mean. So, blue typically is like almost like a serene kind of color. It promotes like calmness, heroicness. A lot of the times it's like, I don't know, when people look at it, it's majority of the world's favorite color. When people look at it, it doesn't really make us think of something that's super threatening, right? It's typically just like one of the, that's why a lot of superheroes, for instance, have blue at some point. Like Superman's mostly blue. Even Batman, in some ways, a lot of the times his shade, like his tint, is kind of bluish. He has that dark color because he's supposed to be a little different. But the reason why blue and orange is such a good combo is because orange is a color of energy, right? So that's another thing you want to think about within your colors, is what color am I using and why am I using that color? It's not just, let me just pick these colors and that's cool, right? You don't want to have a good, like a character that's supposed to be a quote-unquote like good guy that's a majority of their color is red, for instance. And the only reason why I say that is because red is typically synonymous with things like lust, like really high passion, betrayal, things like that. Now, if you want to have red sparingly put in characters, you can do that as well. Let's quickly look at one more character that has a similar color palette, but is slightly different, and I can show you what kind of color palette that is. Alright. So let's look at All Might. Plop him right over top of Goku, why not? So, All Might is interesting because All Might has 3 colors, right? Very similar color scheme though, because it's got that blue, and if you look, if you remember, it could have been a split complementary, right? Because you can do the blue and a red. But what we end up getting is something a little different. We get this color scheme where you get here, then you get here. Let me use a different color for that one. Here, let me undo twice so you can, and then you get here as well. This is known as a triad or tertiary color palette. This is really hard to pull off, but if you look, this character is actually done pretty well with which colors are the like the main colors, right? So if you look here, so we get a darker blue is kind of predominantly throughout, right? Yep. So you get this darker blue color that's pretty similar all the way across. There's no discernible changes here. And then you get this red. This red is super saturated because it's almost all the way up in this upper right hand corner. And it's used sparingly throughout. I would say actually to make this design better, they would want to dull down this red color down here and this yellow, because the yellow is also very, very saturated. What you want to get is, here, let me do this, and I can show you, and it might even make it better, the overall colors. Oh, I'm not on the right thing. I was wondering why it wasn't working. So this isn't 1000% what you would want to do. Sorry. I sometimes do critiques, yes. If you want to join my Discord, you can put stuff on the Discord. I can't remember, Shiny, if you're on the Discord or not, but I have a feedback portion of the Discord. So, for instance, let me undo this so you can see. So, I think that this works a little better, and in fact, I could probably do this. Give me 1 second. I could probably even do this, and it would probably be even better. Yeah, I like that better, actually. So, if you look here, I think that this works pretty well. It works better than what was there before, and I'll tell you why, in my opinion. There is a focus, right? And the focus is for us to look here at All Might's face. Before, there was no real focus. The red down here, I think, shouted a little too loudly, and it was causing us to look. Like, my eyes were consistently going, and I can see it on the side, but my eyes were consistently going from, like, here to, like, here to here, and then I would stop, right? And what you want is you want a natural flow, where most of your attention is here, and then you kind of venture down. And in this case, it's actually a really good pose too, because it's here, and then if you do the colors right, you just kind of stay right in here, and then you look at his big cheesy grin. So that's another thing you want to think about in your colors. You want to have a gradient going from saturated up top towards the face, and then less saturated as you go down. So yeah, so for instance, another good split complementary is green and purple. Character that comes to mind that uses a color scheme that's similar to this is Poison Ivy from the DC universe. She uses, hers is this one, green and red. Her hair is red. Most of her coloring is green, and I can guarantee you the reason why that the red was chosen, or sorry, the green was chosen, is because what does green indicate? Green indicates nature, life. And then, like I said earlier, red is the color of passion, love. She gives like a kiss of death. She's also dangerous, right? So, Spider-Man is red and blue, right? So you get, let me think here. Let me pull Spider-Man up really fast. Ooh, it's a tiny Spider-Man. It's alright, we will scale him up. So yeah, Spider-Man, you get red and blue. Now this color scheme works because it is a, it's a split. So you get here, and if you go straight across, you would get a yellow. But they ventured a little bit further out than what you typically would get for a split, and went to red. Here, let me see if I can go to Adobe Color Picker, and let's go here. Let me double split. That's not what I want. Compound. Square. So yeah, Spider-Man's an interesting character because he doesn't. I don't know if there's like. I would say it's probably closest to a split. Yeah, it's this here. Or let me see if this will work. Yeah, there it goes. So yeah, it's a split complementary with red being the color of choice. And I do like Spider-Man's character design quite a bit too, or his colors at least, because he has this like arrow. Obviously it's pointing downwards towards his crotch, but it's also pointing up. Let me pull another picture of Spider-Man where he's not in such a ridiculous pose. I want to get almost a standing pose of Spider-Man if I can find one. His character is so dynamic, it's kind of difficult to find that. I will find it though for you, Coop. But I'll show you what I would do with Spider-Man if I were to be doing the colors for him. Dang. This isn't too bad. I wouldn't be surprised if this gets copyrighted at some point because of all the images I'm pulling up here. So I want to show y'all something with this one. So I would argue this is not a bad usage of the colors because you get this, it's all of it is all the way saturated, but you do get all the dark, and then as you go up towards his face it gets even brighter and brighter, and then finally, where was that at? Yes, right in the middle of his mask basically is where it's at its highest saturation. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure color is pretty good. Yeah, because JoJo's does a, like for instance, Giorno, his color scheme is purple and yellow. So, yeah, but what I would do though to improve this even further is I would take this, and I would also take, let me just control here. Oops, this is not going well. So let's do that and shift. There it goes. No! Why'd you do that? Alright, so I would take these colors and I would dull them down quite a bit. This is basically the same thing I did. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. Let's go here. And of course, this is not going to be perfect because it's going to color stuff around, but I would dull those colors down where the hands are and stuff like that, so that you get even more of a concentration. Like even me just doing that, like my eyes immediately go here, which is where you want your eyes to go. Oops, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to zoom in a little bit more. Dude, this is crazy, trying to draw like this. Oh my gosh. I will say again, I don't think that this has nothing to do with the actual tablet itself, because the tablet's great. It has everything to do with the fact that I've never actually used a tablet like this long term before, so it's very, very, it's very difficult to do this when you're used to drawing exactly where you're looking. Oof, this is so hard. Just give me 1 second, Shiny, and I will. Jeez, dude, this is. Alright, let me. I just want to at least try to get these eyes like semi-correct, and then I'll move over to your stuff. Using all these scratchy lines and stuff. This is hideous. It's an absolute travesty. Lasso tool. Fix this up just a bit. It's not horrible. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. All right, let's get the hair in. Very interesting hairline. I don't think I ever noticed this about Yusuke. I'm gonna take this and pull it downwards just a bit. head's a little bit smaller, on the smaller side. And then he has these beautiful little bangs. I think I could maybe pull this eye out this way just a tad, and then I can pull this one in just a tad. I know that didn't look like much, but it was bugging me. Alright, and then I will quickly give this guy some shine on his eye, and then we'll get to... That actually did not come out too bad. Alright, so yeah, let's get to this, some feedback. Alright, Shiny, I see you, I see you. Alright. Let's see what we got here. The first thing, here, I'm gonna add a layer really fast, and this layer will be just to do corrections, and then I'm gonna get myself a red pen here. Alright. So the first thing I'm going to say that I like a lot is I like your volumes. So Shiny, you are doing a good job of trying to learn how to, you're doing a great job of trying to learn how to construct the body. I don't know what kind of art you're planning on doing, but you're definitely getting there. This is exactly where you want. And I don't know how long you've been drawing either, but people who are beginning to draw, you need to take note of what Shiny is doing here. Shiny's trying to take the body and break it down into simple shapes so that they can reproduce it. Like, basically, that's exactly what I'm doing here. And this has been the thing that has impacted my drawing the most in a positive way, right? Not that I'm a professional or anything of that nature yet, but I think it's gotten me, doing this stuff has gotten me closer. Like, for instance, this drawing, that's all from imagination. Me placing all of these muscles and stuff like that, that's not possible without what Shiny is doing down here. Now, with that being said, okay. So the one thing that I would say, you're doing anime style. Okay. That's awesome, Shiny. Yeah. Drawn for 6 years. Most of it was in high school. Perfect. So there's a few things that I would work on Shiny to help yourself. One, I don't know if you're using reference for these. If you're not, I will say this is really impressive if you're not using reference. But you should always use reference when you are trying to learn how to construct. The first thing that I would say is all of your bodies, like for instance this one. Let's take this one. I'm gonna increase the size of my pen so you can actually see what I'm doing here. So let's take this one right here for example. This is either a like running pose or like a pretty fast walking pose, right? Regardless, you have like a couple of you have a little bit too much of like horizontal going on, and this is why I feel like you use reference, good. So what I mean by that is you have this line, you have this line, you have this line that are all straight. Even this line is straight, right? When doing a running pose, you'll typically get something. Actually, I'll keep with the red. You'll get something like this, even from the front, and you'll have to excuse the messiness of all of this because, again, I'm using this tablet and I can't actually. Still not quite used to it, but you want to have some. It's kind of hard in a straightforward, like a front view, but you want to have some like tilt. Why is that so tiny? What in the heck? Sorry, I'm just gonna make my eraser a little bigger. That's better. Anyways, as my ADHD brain is going off, what you want to do is you want to have some form of motion in the drawing, and the way that we get fluidity and motion is by making these planes different. Okay, even in a walking pose, I think that this would be the same, because when you're walking, your body still tilts. So you would get something, it would be a little more subdued than what I'm doing, so just keep that in mind. Jeez, dude. So suppose this knee, so you got a hip, this part of the hip is a little higher than this part of the hip. So that's telling us a couple of things. One, maybe this hip's coming towards us. Again, even if it's a walking pose, this is, again, probably a little bit, not quite as subdued as you probably would have in a walking pose, but let's just exaggerate here. So you're gonna get, and this is probably my second piece of advice, so I'll go ahead and say it now. You want to make these volumes clear as to which way they're heading. Like, it's hard for me to tell. I think that you're telling me that this one's coming towards us. I'm not sure though, and it looks like this one's possibly going away from us, right? Your overlaps kind of help with that, but you want to make that super duper clear in your work. So you'll have this, and let me see here. Let's say that this one's reaching forward a bit. And then this one's gonna go back in space. And notice you have this here with the knees. I did a slightly lesser version of that for this because it's going back in space. But you're going to have a very similar Let's pretend this one's coming down too. A very similar angle throughout, right? This one's different again because of how it's going back in space. But you want to have this kind of, it's called like, what is it called? Like contrapposto or something like that. You want to have that within your drawings at all times, because if not, like, this is a walking pose, yes, but the motion in it is so flat it might as well just be a standing pose, right? You want to really sell that walk. So yeah, this arm is going back in space, and this forearm's gonna come maybe slightly forward, and this is me using obviously no reference at all, so if I use a reference it'd probably come out a little bit better. So you get something kind of like that, right? And then we would go in to fill the stuff in. It would be like this. So let me just take what you already have. Is this right? Okay. So let's take what you already have, because I think this is beautifully done already. Like, I love your construction. So let's take what you have and just tilt it just a bit. Alright, so I tilted that way. So now I'm going to tilt your hips the opposite direction. I'm going to scale this down just a bit. And I'm going to pull these back up. Tilt them. You know, they could probably go even the opposite direction. So even then, right there, right, this is already, in my opinion, a slightly better pose, right? And I didn't have to really do too much. Like, let me take that. I didn't really do that much to that, right? I just used the lasso tool and kind of pulled stuff around a little bit. So that's one thing that I'm seeing, is just making sure that you're paying attention. And if you want landmarks, the landmarks that you want to look at when looking for looking at poses. So for instance, look at this one up here. So the landmarks that I look at, the clavicle, right here. Actually, let me. So the clavicle is here. I look at these little parts of the hip bones. I look at the knees and how they're related to one another. The ankles and how they're related. I look at the elbows as well, and then the last part I look at is the hands and where they're at in comparison to everything. So here you get this, and then you get a little straighter, and then this. So all of these are at a different angle of some sort. None of them are quite the same. Okay. So the next thing, and this is an easy fix. Let me bring what you had before. Alright, so let's look. This is what you had before, and that's the new pose. Very minuscule, but helps out, I think, quite a bit. And you could even go, like, for instance, for this one, you could even go a little further. You could take it and tilt this even more over. And I think that makes it even better, right? So the next thing that I was looking at is just your overall lines. I'm not too good an example tonight, but I would work on what's happening here. And what I mean by that is you're getting a lot of lines that are like this. And the only reason why I bring that up is because it's going to stiffen up your poses as well. I suck at what body part to draw. I'm not gonna lie to you. I honestly think it's interesting that you tell me that that's what you feel like you suck at, because I actually think that you're doing a good job. Like, this is a great simplification of the hips. This is a great simplification of the rib cage. You have a really good cylinders in here. I mean, again, you can clean them up, of course, but your body parts are fine. I typically start with the head when I draw too, and here, let me get rid of this stuff off to the side. Like, for instance, I started with the head over here. This is sloppy looking, but and I also am not doing a good job of exemplifying clean lines that I was just telling you about, but yeah, I honestly think that you're doing a good job with your body parts. Overall, you have good construction. It's just kind of this next point that I was just getting ready to talk about is just cleaning it up a little bit. Like, for instance, if you look here, like, I typically only do like 1 or 2 strokes. So for a leg, I might do something like that, and then I'll do that, and then I'll do that, and then I'll come here, and then I'll do this, and then I'll do this, and then I'll do the ankle bone here, foot, bam. Again, this is a little extra sloppy in comparison to what I typically like to do because of the setup I have, but that's it, right? And a lot of that's just confidence, and you'll get that along the way. But for instance, this contouring the body here, you could probably do this in like maybe 3 strokes. You want to do here, and then you'll pick up, and then you'll go here, and then you'll come back down maybe. I kind of like to cut it off at the knee, but like, you kind of want to get 1 stroke in for that, and then another when you're going over what you have. All right. But yeah, I honestly, like, I really do think that, like, this is what you should be doing. You're practicing the right thing. My only other piece of advice is do more poses like this one. Like, let me see what you said you wanted to do. You're doing an anime style. Do you want to create a manga? Do you want to do comics? I don't know what you really want to draw, but it's pretty rare that we do poses that are like all these poses that are just like front facing. Typically we're going to be doing poses that are more like this. So yeah, we're gonna typically do a lot of these kinds of poses where it's like a 3/4 view. Because that's how we typically see people, right? So that's what I would recommend is you want to find. I know, it's crazy. This is like the best liked stream that I've done ever. Or most liked, I should say. So thank y'all for that. Yeah, if you want to do manga, yeah, you definitely are going to want to do these kinds of poses. And start off with this. Don't get sucked into doing all these like foreshortened poses and stuff like that because yes, you'll need to learn how to do them at some point, but until you know how to draw a body like this from imagination or just look at a body like this one and just be able to really dissect it. And like one thing I'm already seeing, for instance, is that my perspective's a little off here, right? And I need to fix that. So it's just like little things like that. But yeah, you want to. I mean, yeah, if you're just starting to do your constructions, do what's comfortable for you now. But I would push yourself to go into these kinds of constructions where you're doing 3/4 view, so that it's not. You don't want a manga panel, like a page, right, where it's, oops, jeez, dude. Like, I don't know, let's do, well, so you have like your establishing panel here, or establishing shot, and then you go into a character that's like this, and then a head it's like this, and then two characters that are like this, even if it's a back view, right? And then another character, maybe you throw in finally a side view, but it's just a straight side view. This is you want to avoid stuff like this because this is a boring page. There's nothing, nobody's pointing us in any directions. It's all pretty flat looking. Of course, no foreshortening, but that is what it is. You want to be able to lead people's eyes, so you have the establishing shot. You have this character, instead of being like that, you want them to maybe be like this or something. And then this character, instead of their head being that way, you maybe want their head to be like this. So you get this, for instance, you get here, your eyes go here, then they ping pong down to this panel where, yeah, maybe you have two characters, but and they're in this same pose, but maybe one of them, what in the world is going on with that? That's like the third time that's happened. Let me switch to the other pen, see if that'll help it. I don't know what the heck just happened there. Okay. So yeah, so you'll have, like, for instance, this character, and they're looking So we get like a back view here, and then this character here, and you know, I mean, this is more of composition and stuff. You know what, maybe I can even do and have like their hand out or something like that, right? And then it's coming to this character, and you know, stuff like that. You just want to be able to have the ability to draw characters in different ways, so that it's not, you know, it's not just front view, front view, front view, next page, front view, front view, front view, side view, next page, back view, front view. You gotta make sure you get this three-dimensionality in there. But dude, this is Shiny, I'm telling you. I honestly wish I would have kept doing this stuff 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, when I first really started to take drawing seriously, because I would have been at this stage of, I mean, granted, again, these look kind of rough today just because of my setup, but I would have been here much quicker. I would have been able to do stuff like this where I can somewhat replicate a character much quicker. So keep doing this stuff and post whenever you want to. I'll give you feedback. It won't be this in depth later on down the road, but I'll definitely give you feedback. I'm just gonna draw, actually I'm not even gonna worry about another page. I'm gonna try to get in a couple of characters without reference really fast, and then I'll probably call it. It's a successful stream. I appreciate all of y'all dropping in. So let's do a quick crouching pose. Do my favorite one. I love this pose. Such a good one. Alright, and one knee is here. The other is here. No. I actually think that this knee is higher up. Hopefully, also Shiny, hopefully that was really helpful to you. No, I don't think it's that high, actually. Go back to here. you're wondering where I got this post from, this is, I think his name, I haven't even seen it yet, which is really sad. I need to watch it. But this is a post from Garo, I believe his name is, from One Punch Man's manga. Could probably pull this in a bit. Yeah, no problem, Shiny. The Odd Silence. I follow Robert Marzullo Figure Course. That is a good one. I have that course as well. That is a good one. Another good course that I recommend to people is by Scott Harris. He has like a character something or other course. I'll link it in the Discord at some point. But that's a really good one. It's one of my favorites, actually. Alright. Let me think here. Let me do a quick punching pose. Okay, so my manga is called Dragon King. I love that name. It's a good one. I'm gonna be posting a manga. I wanna say it'll be probably late March, early April. That one is gonna be called Forsaken Soul. Hey, I'm sorry, Z Wern? Hi, how's it going? Appreciate you joining. Oh man, we're only 1 like away from 20. I feel like I have to stream until we get to 20. This is a sloppy punching pose, but that's okay. At least I can tell kind of what's going on here. So you would get this, 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 this. That. Okay, and then you get this. So this is here. This. That. So I'm just like going through, and this is why doing the construction is so. Hey, we got the 20. Wow, first stream ever getting to 20 likes. I really appreciate that, guys. And yeah, Shiny, like the stuff that. So for instance, one of the things that I said about your work is like it's hard for me to understand where things are going right now because you do the cap for both the top and the bottom. Like I know that, for instance, let me go back to red. I know, for instance, that this is coming towards us. So you would see the bottom of this cylinder and not the top. Oof. Jeez, dude. Yeah. It would take me like a month or 2 to get used to this thing. Okay. But I can't tell that from your... Oops. I can't really tell from your cylinder which way it's going. And then you do have like slight like foundational issues with some of your cylinders. Like this one is kind of like here. Oops. We got here and then here. And then you get this like sway almost. You want the top of your cylinder and your bottom to be perpendicular, so 90-degree angle with your sides. So there should be like it should be 90 degrees. And another way to kind of help yourself. Hey, Nathaniel. 21 likes, man. We climbing. And then the other way to work on the fundamentals of this stuff, like this cylinder is not great, so this isn't a very good example. So let's draw through. I really wish I had my other tablet right now so I could actually show this to you. So you want to do the I hate that I can't do this right now for you, but you want to draw the contouring lines. So you want to get these in much better than what I'm doing because this is horrible, but you want to get these lines in to help you understand the volume. So for instance, I showed this for shading earlier. Daniel, you're new to the channel. Well, welcome. I appreciate you joining. But this is a good way to practice, and you can do that right on your character, right? So for instance, like these are the contour lines for that leg. Sorry, this is definitely not coming out exactly how I would like, but there's the contour lines for that. Let me see here. This one's coming towards us, so contour lines for this leg. This one's going away from us, so those are the contour lines for that one. This part of the arm is coming towards. This part of the arm is going away. This part of the arm is coming towards. So horizon line for this image is probably right around here. So that would mean most of these would be this way. Just slightly, probably a little too much, what I just did. Same here. Because you would see the underside, right? And then as you get past that, then you're going to see the top. This part of the arm is coming towards us. This is kind of flat, but I would even say maybe going away and then towards. Chest is here. And this is what I'm imagining as I go. Oh, I appreciate that. I'm glad that it's been helpful for you. That's why I started it. I want to be helpful for people. So, thank you for saying that. It means a lot to me. All right. So, I'm probably gonna jump off. I feel like we got a decent amount of work done today. I am gonna correct this head because it's gonna bother me. And sorry, this is totally random, but something that you want to look at is like how your characters flow. So like this is like a line. It's pretty dynamic that was created by this particular pose that I did from imagination. Go to red so you can actually see what I'm doing. So we get here. Alright guys, I'm gonna jump off for tonight. Appreciate y'all being patient with me as I worked through hand cramps and struggled with the tablet. I'll be doing a review of this particular tablet in probably another week, so look forward to that. It's by Zents Labs, and after I get that review done, hey, any opinion on screen versus no screen tablets? So the one I'm using right now is a non-screen tablet. I don't know if it really matters, to be honest with you. So for instance today, I'm able to draw, and this is me not having any real practice with tablets that are not screened. I'm able to draw this today. This is only my second day actually using this tablet. I mean, and all of this stuff. This isn't far off of what I typically do, which tells me it doesn't really matter too much. I think a tablet with a screen for beginners might be a little easier. But I don't think, it's not like you're going to be able to substantially improve your art with one or the other. But yeah, that's... I'm personally gonna stick to my screened tablet just because I like the feeling of being able to draw and look at what I'm drawing as I'm drawing it. I mean, granted, you do that too, kind of with this, but it's a little separated. But these tablets that don't have screens are pretty. They're sensitive. In some cases, I don't know for sure if everybody feels this way, but I know that a lot of people prefer them because it's like the lines are more precise, they're more sensitive, they're a little bit more reactive to what you're doing. There's less like weird things happening. So yeah, like for instance, I haven't done this yet, but I really doubt that this tablet has any problems with like hooked lines. Like, yeah, this is, yeah, and there's like no wobble and stuff like that. Like that wobble that's in there is from my own hand, it's not from the actual tablet. So these tablets without screens are more accurate, I think, overall than the tablets with the screens. It's just, you know, there is a slight disconnect as you're drawing. It is what it is. So, alright everybody, I am going to jump off now. The first time I've ever gotten, I do have to celebrate this really fast, the first time I've ever gotten 20 likes on a stream, so I really appreciate that. Deserves a little party popper. Poorly drawn party popper. Gotta erase that and try again because it's just ugly. Let's go foreshortened party popper. How about that? But yeah, I really do appreciate that. And I'll see y'all in the next stream. I'm not streaming on Thursday. I typically do. But I'm not going to stream this Thursday because Thanksgiving I'll be out of the state. But I'll be back next week with my regular streams. Alright. See you later, everybody. Appreciate you all. Night, Shiny. Night, everyone. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for joining. I'll wait, say goodbye to some people. Bye-bye. See you later, Nathaniel. Good night, good night, good night.